Yo, we're back. Episode 28, Hungarian GP. Sorry. Max managed to do a 360 mid race and win from P10. So just get that out of the way. It's the elephant in the room. But yeah, what are your first thoughts just on the starting grid for this race?
The starting grid for the race, I mean, it looked like Ferrari was gonna do the 1-2. Like it looked like everything was going their way, and then yeah, it just wasn't. These guys they always manage to do something. We've been saying that for a couple weeks now, and they did something, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, this was an exciting race. I think honestly, like we've been getting a lot of really good races lately. Like we had last week. I'll say the French Grand Prix was a snooze fest, and I'm not I'm not sad that they're dropping that track. So I'll put that out there. And yeah,
That's right. We touched on it a little bit about tracks, like some of the contracts are up next year, some of the contracts have yet to be, decided on. And yeah, that kind of flew under the radar a little bit last week. Yeah, we're not going to have the French GP next year, which I'm like, I don't hate the track, but we were totally right on rating it a mid B tier like track because it's like, yes,
it's
the
a mid
long
track.
straights are cool, but I don't know. I don't know if they can like decrease the amount of laps or decrease. I don't know. It's just the mid race was a struggle, 100%. But speaking of this GP, this one was pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie. This track is kind of a snooze fest, but the race that it provided with what happened, it was a good GP to watch.
I almost think, Ferrari, their strategy may have even built like led up for some of the excitement of the race because they're so dumb. But
we'll we'll get in. We'll really dive into that.
yeah, I mean, honestly, this podcast has become like a Ferrari hate group now, and
Dude, and
we're
it's
keeping the train rolling. Like, damn it, dude.
dude. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go right into it. But
No, no, let's do a race recap because
okay, okay.
I was out racing, as you can see on the Twitter, and I'm still excited about it. So I had a little Twitter thread on our account about my weekend. So I didn't get to watch the full race. I got to see the start of it. I watched up until like a little bit past the middle of the race, and then I was out the door getting ready, and plus it just pissed me off so much I didn't want to watch it anymore. But
He
yeah,
saw Ferrari pit for the hards, and he fucking just rage quit off the episode.
yeah. So just let's start. What happened? Give us a little breakdown. I could
All
kind of
right,
talk, I guess,
so
about the start. Like Lando
yeah,
Norris and Lewis had amazing starts. Like Lewis got, I think, 2 positions gained or 1 position gained right off the rip, and then he was behind Lando for a little bit, where Lando was. And we've seen this a couple times. Lando is very good at defending positions and battling, but his car just can't keep up with these
yeah,
top cars.
he's just at the mercy of his machinery right now, honestly. Like he was doing great, getting his elbows out cleanly, left enough space, cleanly made his car as wide as that track is, which uh, the Hungarian GP, it's up there. Like Monaco's a street circuit. We all know the difficulty of overtaking in Monaco, but the the overtaking ability in the Hungarian GP, it's almost as difficult because the corners and chicanes come at you. Besides that main pit straight, I don't think there's a really another main straight because even the second DRS zone, which is, I'll talk about the turn one cheese in a second, but the main DRS zone or the second one it's like a long chicane. It's a longer chicane. So there's like it it's kind there's no real passing ability really anywhere besides really outbraking someone and diving in. And I don't know, Lando just on the straights, he just can't compete with Ferrari's pace, with Mercedes' pace, with even some of the Alpines. There's main competitor right now, and it's getting spicy between them. But like, he's just at the mercy of his car. It looked great, but that's about it really on the McLarens.
Yeah. But no,
The starting grid, I
you
mean,
said it. The Alpines and McLarens, they're really going at it, man. They have a good little fight going right now. They're like 3 points away from each other in
they're separated
constructors.
by 4 points, I think.
4,
It's
yeah.
yeah. let's see. We have we have McLaren, Alpine 99, McLaren 95 for P4. So like in the finish, we had mid race, we had both the McLarens above the Alpines at one point on strategy, and it was looking good. And then it just, the McLaren just literally can't keep the pace. They just can't keep it. And I when's the last time have we heard of Lando and uh Danny Rick taking a new power unit yet?
I don't think that we have.
It's got to be wearing out because it's getting to the point now to where, like, listen, it could be me. I could be totally wrong on that concept. Listen, I'm an idiot. Don't take my word for it. But like, I haven't heard anything on their power unit of it being changed or brand new, and I haven't seen a new power unit penalty, even if they've been within limits. That's cool, but like, it seems to me the last couple of races, the longer the race goes on, the further and further they drop back, even if they have a good strat. They just literally can't keep up. They'll
Yeah.
start really good. They're really good in short spurts because they're really good in the sprint races and they're really good in qualifying. But when it comes race day, Lando starts P4, has very good racecraft and pace when the car's going, but when it's not like he can press the accelerator down any further.
I mean,
It's like,
I don't. So I think that Lando finished in seventh place, and like obviously top six are pretty much a guaranteed lockout for Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull.
yeah,
Those three teams are like light years ahead of the other ones. Like if you look at the constructor, maybe we'll touch on this a little bit. Constructor standings: Red Bull's got 431 points. They're almost 100 points ahead of Ferrari at
yeah,
334.
which we're going to have a whole segment on Ferrari, literally the next one. I'm going to get into some of that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm pissed off about this standing list. Just know that.
So we got Red Bull 431, Ferrari 334, Mercedes 304.
That
The
P2
closest
battle right now.
the closest behind Mercedes is Alpine at 99 points.
Yeah, that
There's a
is
200 point
so
gap
tough.
from the top three teams to the
That is
and
so tough.
shit like almost a 400 point gap from Red Bull to Alpine. Like it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Like
That it just proves the develop like I'm not gonna sit here and talk about team budget or anything because McLaren I know McLaren's got a fat team budget too, but it just it proves that this year probably if we're gonna see it, it's this year and maybe next year it'll be something like this with the top three. Arguably it might even be the same because of the fact like it's the first year of a brand new era. Those three teams up there obviously got it semi right off rip. And
they got
especially, I think, go
they
ahead.
got deep pockets too, and like the
Yeah,
top
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sponsors and
yeah, they do. They do. But you have to think, though, Mercedes also had it wrong the first. Remember that side pod change?
yep,
We're forgetting how drastic their side pod change was after 2 weeks in.
yep. They
Like
they did some yeah, they had it
they did
wrong.
some major development, so they could have been down there just like the rest. So it's like it's I don't know. I think it's going to be lopsided these first 2 years, but the fact that you're right, the fact that there's literally almost a 400 point difference from Red Bull to Alpine, and from third place to fourth, it's a 200 point drop off. It's like it's kind of just proves what the elite are, and that's obviously Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes. And some could say not in that order with the way things are going.
Yeah, I would agree. But I digress. And then we got driver standings. We got Verstappen leading it, obviously, 258 points. Then Leclerc behind 178. Sergio Perez hot on his tail at 173. Then George Russell at 158, who just passed Carlos Sainz this weekend in the points.
Yeah, big by the way.
Carlos Sainz 156, right behind him though. And then Lewis
Mind you,
Hamilton
yeah,
146. He's gaining on Carlos as
he's about
well.
to. Carlos is about to get double overtaken.
Yeah, probably just like this weekend. And then
No.
and then we got Lando Norris 76. So he's doing great. Like he's really doing good. Then Esteban Ocon is at 58, and then Valtteri Bottas at 46, which it's kind of
Which
impressive to me that
unfortunate race for him. Yeah, this weekend.
I can't believe he's so high in the driver's standings with all the DNFs of that car.
Just the random DNFs. And you know what? You saw what? Did you notice what happened with? Oh, it was towards the end of the race. I don't think you were able to see it, but in the highlight video, I don't know if they showed it either. But right when Valtteri DNF'd and it was a power unit issue, Leclerc asked, "Is his car okay?" Because it was a power unit issue, and Alfa Romeo is a direct is Ferrari powered and this that and the other. Like it was just he suffered so many random power unit DNFs that I can't even count with VB this year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Ferrari engines are still not very good as they have been the last couple years. Not very reliable. They're fast though, they're powerful, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we kind of pushed off for a while. Let's just dig right into Ferrari. Uh,
Yeah,
they're
what can we actually wait before we start this? Let's just get a nice little 5 seconds, a moment of silence starting now. And we're back. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. That's tough.
What the
So
hell, man?
we got the race going. We'll start with the race recap also. I wanted to do this earlier, but race goes. George Russell starts from the front. Great defense against Carlos Sainz, like for the first couple laps. Gets a good gap going.
Yes.
And then it seems like Ferrari says, "Hey, let's be smart. Let's do tire management. We're ahead of the Red Bulls, our biggest rival right now. We'll just take it easy, and we'll catch the Mercedes later. Right?" So they're chilling. They're doing their thing. Leclerc asks like, "Hey, can we get the pace bumped up a little bit? I'm trying to go a little faster." They go a little bit faster, and then I think they pitted kind of early, I thought, for Carlos. But they also did the Ferrari fake out where they said box now, and then George Russell went in the pits. So I don't know if they faked him out or not, but they did that. George pits, then they cover him with Carlos next lap. Carlos pits, and then now you got the boy Charles Leclerc, first place right now, and he's running. He stays out a little bit longer. He pits for mediums, and now he's ahead of Carlos. And I think maybe was he ahead of George Russell or was he behind George?
I think he came out just behind. I could be mistaken, but I know
Oh
the
yeah,
battle was close.
he did.
I
He
know
he
the
came
battle
out
was close because
he
he
came out
overtook him
behind
like
George.
within the next two turns. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. He was battling with George after that. I thought Carlos was just waiting in the background, like, come on, man, burn out them tires. I want this P1.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Carlos was even literally Charles and Carlos this weekend. Either one of them, you could have coin flipped, said they were going to win the GP.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted Carlos would win. I thought he was gonna get a second win. Uh,
Yeah,
and then so they do that thing. Leclerc gets first. Now he's leading the race. Goes on. Max, meanwhile, we haven't even talked about Max. This guy starts P10. He's fighting his way through the whole grid right now. This dude's going crazy. And then he starts getting close to the top guys. I think he pits, and for some reason, the genius Ferrari strategists decide that they need to pit Leclerc because Max has really good pace, and they need to protect against that. So they pit him for hards, which why they did that, the world may never know. Like Alpine had pit for
yeah.
hards.
Meanwhile, in between their last pit stop, they went to the back of the garage and started putting on the clown makeup. Went back to the pit wall, went into their strategy, saw that oh wow, Verstappen has the pace to catch P1 within this lap. We're gonna go ahead and do a cautionary pit, throw on the hard so we can stay out longer. Which, mind you, nope, not on this track. Threw on the hards to stay out longer. Gets on, drops his pace drops off dramatically. On top of that, can't defend worth a damn.
Yeah, and then
Like,
Max just walks past him. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? Yep, see you next
yep,
weekend or see you next
on
race."
mediums, on old mediums for brand new hards.
So, you guys should check out F1 Data Analysis Twitter because he had like a really good chart that shows like where Charles had better pace than Max, and even after Max had his pit stop for mediums, and then it shows where he pits for hards, and then you just see the pace just die out right there, like straight linear line downwards, like each lap. It was
I mean,
horrible.
Carlos and Charles were both sitting ducks. Like they're
Yeah,
both sitting ducks. Charles got pitted for hards. Carlos comes in and they now make their pit strategy off of the mistake of their making Charles, and Carlos pits way more than he needs to, and they put him on this weird strategy of okay, at the end now we're going to try to go for the fastest lap, but the pit dropped him down even further. It just like, dude, I can't even. The more I talk about it, the more it pisses me off because they literally started P2 and P3 to lock out to start the race, and I don't understand why they can set themselves up. Dude, okay,
Neither of them
listen.
finished on the podium.
I know. Dude, I know. And the fact that like this is no George Russell hate because dude, y'all heard me in the beginning of all this in episode 1. I want George Russell was my predicted 2022 driver champion. Obviously that's not the case, but Ferrari had George Russell in a Mercedes in front of them. That's all they had to clear. They had to clear that and defend off of Max Verstappen. And with Carlos the way he's driving, and with Leclerc driving with the pace of a champion, you would be fine. Max maybe would pass Carlos late in the race. You would be fine if you stayed away from the hard tire. All you had to do was that, and you couldn't even figure that out. Matt, did you see Benito leave? Like after all that went down, he left and went to the motorhome. Oh wait,
Whoa.
you let yeah,
I wasn't watching.
He left mid race off the pit wall into the motorhome at like the 50th lap or like 55 lap.
That's just, yeah, I don't know, man.
Bro,
They need to get that
it
Lewis
is
Hamilton
tanking.
championship mindset masterclass. I keep
It
talking
is
about it, but
tanking.
dude, it sucks so much. And like, after the race, it come to find out Charles was telling them, "I want to stay on the mediums. I got good pace on the mediums. Like, let's stick with it." And then they said, "Nope, hards." And so he's getting fed up, like as if he wasn't already. But I guess the one good thing to come out of this is now we know that Charles has actually decided to take uh, the strategy into his own hands because he can't trust Ferrari, even though they won't listen to him either now. But yeah, I
I
don't know.
mean,
I
are
don't
we
see.
surprised because Carlos, the moment he took Carlos took his own strategy in his own hands and gave Carlos his first win. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think it is time to start doing that because clearly you now gave all this whole GP he put all the trust in his team. Both drivers drove their heart out and said, "This is the best I can do." All, all the other shit, that's on y'all. And
yep,
they gave them the opportunity. They formed a plan. They went with it. They stuck to it. They died on their sword. Now the team can't defend anything but what they just did this weekend. And
yeah. And
Carlos
Charles,
and Leclerc have to make their own choices now.
yeah. Last week Charles took responsibility for the error, and this week he put it on the team because it was their fault. And yeah, I don't think things are going very well in Ferrari land. Like we were saying, right now they're only 30. They're 30 points ahead of Mercedes. I think they're gonna fall to third in the constructors. The
I
only,
mean, can you are you comfortable saying the championship's out of reach now?
yeah, totally.
It's like
I mean,
it's
like,
kind of
okay,
depressing to say they in a perfect world they can't. It's still possible, man. It's still possible somehow, but they they literally need to be perfect, and they're far from that.
you know, yeah, it's, I don't know. Like Max is just, he's flawless. I mean, even when he makes a mistake, he's spun a 360 in the track and he still won
From 10th.
from 10th place, from 10th to
Like, you know how
first.
ridiculous that sentence is?
Yeah,
Spinning out doing a lazy spin out on a long corner turn, coming from 10th place, still ahead of people, catching it from the 360 and just going on about your race like nothing happened and winning it.
yeah,
Like,
he's
I don't know what
phenomenal.
more you want from him right now.
I know I said that I think he's the better driver right now than Leclerc, but I think Leclerc is still in that category, caliber of driver that he is just,
He is, and
he
that's why
makes
it's sad from Ferrari.
he makes one or two mistakes this season and he gets destroyed by his own team, and now he's like not even close in the title fight. I think he could have a shot if this summer, like this break, we're about to go into summer break. Ferrari has to overhaul like a lot of their team. They need to get new strategists. They need to shake things up. And if they don't do that, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like they're not winning the season if they keep at what they've been doing.
Not even a little bit, because it's like I said, you did the job on Saturday. George Russell snuck a pole out of nowhere, man. Like okay, I'm not going to say completely out of nowhere, because he had the pace and he had the ability and talent to do it, but you, both of your Ferraris put in great laps. George Russell just went on a demon time lap and just snuck a pole in there. So that's great. You are Ferrari. You have a championship car off a rip. All you have to do is focus on reliability right now. You've got everything down packed. You just need to see the freaking checkered flag. And all you had was George Russell in front of you. And you finish P4 and P6 off the podium from P2 and P3 off strategy and off of zero driver error at all. You're Ferrari. You can't do this.
Yep.
You literally can't do it.
It's pretty tough to be a Ferrari fan. So yeah, that's the state of Ferrari. Again, another screw up by the team and costly mistakes for both the drivers and constructors championships.
I
Uh,
mean, dude, Leclerc's about to go into P3. P3 is not.
he's gonna go to
Look,
P3 behind Perez, who's definitely way more talented than. No offense to Perez,
I'm gonna say it.
but
I'm gonna say it. Leclerc is way more talented than Sergio Perez, but Perez's stock is way higher than Leclerc's with Ferrari right now.
yeah, yeah,
That's just fact.
yep. And I think we need to go back to this one. Last week, or last episode, I went into my Lewis Hamilton Stan era, and I want to bring it up again. Over the last 5 races, we've had P3, 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 P2, P2. Lewis is back, guys. He's
The
good,
man is back. Hammer
and
time is back.
he extended his second stint yesterday on those mediums like for so long, and like that
Oh
really
yeah,
set him up for that P2 finish. Like it was awesome. And also, this is the second double podium for Mercedes, and the second time that Lewis and George Russell have shared a podium together.
yeah, consecutive weekends. This is
Yeah.
it's literally it is. I think Mercedes is probably going into summer break being the best team. Other than Red Bull, Red Bull's the obvious candidate. Sergio can be up there a little bit more, and this, that, and the other. Whatever circumstance have to go their way sometimes, but and it was a weird qualifying for them too. So they managed to Max managed to win the race, and freaking Sergio finished fifth. I can't ask for much better. Sergio could have made a podium, but Ferrari should have locked up that 1-2 anyway. But so it's like it's whatever. But I think in my opinion, Mercedes is going into the summer break at the top of the power rankings with best morale, best place to be, best work ethic, best development right now. They really understand their car, I think.
Mercedes has the best team for sure. Like just like the way they've kept improving, they have a great attitude. They've got one of the best drivers lineups. They got the like one of the deepest
George and
pockets.
Lewis both were racing, like they weren't overtaking off like being told. They were racing.
Hmm.
Like it's a healthy relationship over there.
Yeah, it's everything's going good for Mercedes. Red Bull, they have a great team as well. I mean but the thing is, like we're saying that Mercedes has the best team because they had to go through some struggles to get to where they are right now.
Yeah,
Red Bull had a little hiccup at the beginning of the season with the reliability, but I think that was more so due to the fact that Honda is not as involved as they were, and maybe there was some miscommunications. They got that hammered out. It's squared away now. Not really an issue. But
yeah, they had to do some stress testing, and they got that out.
they're a great team. They're a great team, but
Yep,
Mercedes just they've put it together, and I think if they keep at this pace, next year could be their year.
I think Ferrari's at an all-time low in morale sense going into the summer break.
Yeah, we talked
Like
about
you
it.
saw,
They need
Charles
that.
posted on Twitter a little selfie. He goes, tough one this week. We got it wrong in strategy, but time to head into summer break to recharge and come back stronger. And period. No emotion, no nothing. And I'm like, man, okay,
Yeah,
this
I
guy
think
is.
I think if I'm Charles Leclerc, I'm waiting until Lewis retires and trying to get into that Mercedes seat. That's just me.
Dude, that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, we saw some very good battles between Charles and George are literally the future, and Max is the future too. Obviously, that whole trio is the future. Lando needs to be tossed in there too. Like, imagine, oh man, oh dude, imagine Lando and Max on Red Bull, and Charles and George in Mercedes.
That's not fair. All right, that's just not fair.
That's not fair. Like that's in like a weird freaking ideal world, like crazy fantasy lineups. But Lando and Max in a Red Bull and George and Charles in a Mercedes, that would be two juggernauts fighting all year. Like,
Yeah, that
oh
would
my
be
God.
absolutely bonkers, like
But
crazy.
no, Mercedes is back, man. And they're coming from P2. I call it. I think Spa they're gonna make some upgrades, and I know they didn't put on the huge bits like I talked about in my little opinion. I think they should have for this race, but hey, it turned out good. They got P2, P3. So who am I to talk? I'm just a freaking dude on a sofa talking about F1. So um, but no, moving on from that, yeah,
we got
Mercedes is back.
we got big news. We got big breaking news.
Yeah, and we totally caught it by recording this on Monday and letting the news break out. But Chris, Chris, what do we got?
We got Alonso going to Aston Martin. The double A's, the
Multi-year,
AA. Alcohol, I mean
multi-year. Oh,
yeah, Alonso going to Aston Martin. I gotta say, was he forced out of Alpine?
I don't think he was forced out. I don't think he was forced out. I think at the time, we have to understand when the Alpine and Alonso talk started, that was before Sebastian broke the news that he was retiring. So I don't know if they were going back and forth for so long because Fernando was asking because he wanted a 2-year deal, which I believe Oatmare is at Alpine because he was at Aston Martin and left Aston Martin to go back to Alpine. Uh, I believe he's there, and he really is keeping his eye on Piastri. So now, with the news of Alonso going to Aston Martin, which is why I think the Aston Martin and Alonso contract happened so quickly, because you have to remember that Vettel only announced his retirement last week. Like
Yeah.
this happened very quickly.
So, okay,
So
here's one for you. Do you think that Vettel wanted to retire or was forced to retire because of Alonso's deal?
I don't think he was forced to retire at all. I think they very literally Aston Martin would have been okay. Definitely would have re-signed with Vettel because he was only going to sign there. Because let's be honest, where's Vettel going to go to? Other than Aston Martin and Alpine doing the old switcheroo and just trading, where was Vettel going to go?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like, so I think Vettel was year to year, and the decision was up to him. He kind of has like a status of a Lewis Hamilton, at least not maybe not like is Lewis, but he has the pull and tenure of Lewis and Lance Stroll. Just Lance and Lawrence both need a secure, like that's a 4-time champion. You're not going to get security anywhere else besides Alonso now that you have him.
Yeah,
But
okay. I gotta say, I think it's definitely a weird move for Aston Martin. I mean, I guess,
it's weird. The multi-year is
mm,
weird. I
I
thought it
g-
was going to be a 1 year, but the multi-year is weird.
so maybe the multi-year is what got Alonso to jump ship because he was. I think I'm gonna have to call cap on him wanting to actually fight for a championship because if that was the case, he wouldn't have went to Aston Martin.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think he got paid out fat though to do it, which
I think he got paid
hell
out.
yeah.
Here's my yeah. I kind of shared the same opinion. I think since Alpine and Alonso were going back and forth so much, it was because of the multi. Alonso wanted a multi-year deal and this and the other. He wanted at least 2 years from Alpine. That was the rumor. Which you're totally right on that. I think that made him quote unquote jump ship. But I think it was mutual from the case of they both had an out now. Vettel retired. Alonso wanted multi-year. Aston Martin was often offering multi-year, so he took it. Alpine also didn't fight at all for Alonso to negotiate a contract. He goes, okay, great. They're giving you a multi-year. Take it because we're going to get Piastri. I'd rather give a multi-year to Piastri right now.
Hmm.
I think that's the plan because with Alonso going and taking Vettel's seat at Aston Martin, we don't get Piastri confirmed, but we're getting warmer.
Yeah, it's
Like
definitely
it,
going. It's trending in the right direction. Uh,
like
I
that.
think
That's
also
all I'm saying.
it seems like
I think it
Alonso.
was mutual.
Yeah, I think Alonso's had a little bit of a bone to pick with Alpine as well. So
Yeah, he was a little frustrated this weekend.
it might be a healthy choice for them, for everyone involved. So yeah, that's the breaking news. Pretty crazy stuff. I did not see that happening. Is it safe to say that?
That's what I'm saying. It happened so quickly. I think it was so quickly. Right when the Vettel news broke, Alonso goes, "Oh wow, that's another seat I can have an option with. That's realistic for me in Formula One. They're not offering a multi-year. Aston Martin is. Let's negotiate." And then Alpine sees Alonso negotiating with them now and goes, "Oh yeah, go for it. Take that one." That's exactly what happened. I bet that happened so quickly. That
Hmm.
happened so quickly.
I think I also
Like,
heard that Williams is I think it was Williams. Yeah, they're potentially interested in getting an American driver on their team.
no way.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but I saw it on Twitter, and I think they're gonna have him do some testing for them.
No, I remember the name too. He's an F2.
Yeah, he's a F2 driver.
I
Yep.
want to say, isn't it Logan something or
That's
something?
that's
I
pretty
could be.
American name right there.
I could. That's pretty American name right there. I gotta look it up. But no, that dude, that'd be wild. Represent, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the driver standings or driver moves right now. I mean, Alfa Romeo still hasn't locked in Joe Guan Yu. I think AlphaTauri needs to. They haven't locked in Yuki Tsunoda. Is that true? That you're
No,
aware of?
I think they did. Here,
Okay.
I'm gonna double check that live on air.
I know Haas
But
hasn't locked in Mick Schumacher, so that he's open floating around right now. Uh, Alpine has that open seat now. McLaren's locked
yeah,
in.
okay. So the ones that need to be confirmed. So Williams actually, both of their drivers are not confirmed. Alex Albon and Latifi
Oh,
are not confirmed for Williams. Uh, yeah, you're correct about Yuki Tsunoda. AlphaTauri has not confirmed Yuki Tsunoda, so it's just Gasly. Alfa Romeo has not confirmed Zhou Guan Yu, so it's just Valtteri Bottas. And Alonso going to Aston Martin completely locks up Aston Martin with Stroll and Alonso. And now we have an empty seat at Alpine. So we have two empty seats at Williams. So both Williams seats are completely open.
well, let's
One
be
empty seat
honest.
at AlphaTauri.
Let's be honest. We know Alex Albon's getting that seat.
Yeah, 100%. Ooh, but what if? Oh no, no. Okay, no.
You're saying what if
Okay,
they
yeah,
pull
yeah,
the
yeah.
Red Bull and they just drop his ass?
No, 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 no. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. What if? What if Alex Albon goes to Alfa Romeo with VB?
Oh, whoa.
You know?
So you're saying he goes from a Red Bull team to Mercedes power to Ferrari power?
I guess yeah. I
That's kind
know
of that's a big move right there, I think.
it's a big move, but like, oh, where's Mick Schumacher? I don't know. I think Mick Schumacher gets re-signed with how he's driving now on his villain era.
Maybe Mick
Like
Schumacher goes to Alpha.
maybe. I mean, it's Ferrari to Ferrari. Keeps it
Yeah,
in the
and then
family.
they send Joe Guan Yu down to Haas.
I wonder how Kevin Magnussen would feel about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting
That is
stuff.
interesting to see the whole Williams team open for contention right now though.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the real silly season soon in like I guess the next couple of weeks, I'm thinking. I think
Oh
maybe we
yeah.
might see some summer break signings and then maybe like after summer break we'll really see
I
things start
say
to
I
shake up.
say for a silly season episode we do a driver tier list and then we play devil's advocate and try to predict do like pull up the empty grid slots and predict who's going where and build our lineups and see if that comes true.
Okay, yeah, that sounds cool.
I
I
think
like
that would
that.
be awesome.
I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of recaps the Hungarian Grand Prix. It was an interesting race.
We had some good overtakes.
I might go back and rewatch it. I might just watch the highlights because I don't want to deal with the pain of Ferrari again.
Oh, dude, it's a slow death.
It's a slow death for sure. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens there. It's definitely trouble in paradise at Ferrari. Mercedes is probably the hottest team going into the break right now. Red Bull is just going to do Red Bull. I mean, Verstappen's killing it. It seems like Perez is kind of starting to fall down a little bit, which is not good news because that happened to him last year too. But hey, at least he's got the contract. So
Yeah. In the team standings, we got two main battles right now. Obviously, we have Red Bull just completely pulling away, but we have a battle for P2 with a 30-point deficit from Mercedes to Ferrari, and we have a battle of P4 for with a 4-point deficit from McLaren to Alpine. So that's going to get pretty spicy. And who knows? Maybe if Alfa Romeo could stop DNFing, maybe they could have been in the mix. But
yeah,
they're just DNFing almost every other weekend.
I want to see Haas beat Alfa Romeo this year personally. So they need to step it up and get some more points. But we'll see what
That
happens.
honestly would be crazy if they can squeak out like a P6.
Talk about best improved, like P10 to
Yeah,
P6. Like damn.
P10 to P6 is almost, you could say, millions of dollars in sponsorship money.
Yeah, that's the that.
Like that
Who
that's
doesn't
a
love a
win.
good comeback story? You know.
That's a win, dude. That's a freaking W. But
Yeah.
no, it was a good weekend of racing. We got a bunch of mix ups in the team standings and driver standings. Vettel found himself in the points this time around instead of Stroll being in the points last time. Stroll won the P10 battle last weekend, and now this weekend Vettel won the P10 battle, so he finished P10. We had the McLaren split again by the Alpines, which that's why they're still 4 points ahead. So that's why it's remaining spicy, and obviously the disappointment from Ferrari. But yeah, I mean, this was episode 28, and like I said earlier, with the silly season content, we'll have probably two content pieces for silly season because I know it's a month long, but we'll do a driver tier list, and then we'll play uh we'll play F1 Manager and see if we can guess the grid for the 2023 season. And I think that would actually be freaking pretty kick ass.
I like that, and we might take it. I have an idea to take it a step further and predict even further down the line for like the top drivers, see where their contracts end.
Oh,
But
let's do it.
yeah, we're the Lockup Podcast. You guys can check us out on YouTube. Uh, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff from Anchor.fm, Anchor.fm/the Lockup Podcast. We're at Twitter at TLUP, TLUPF1. And yeah, that's us.
Yeah, that's literally us. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys, and y'all have a good day. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Later.